Hi everyone, thanks for watching the show. This video is here today basically to address your questions and comments from last week's episode of What Men Want. When I watched last week's episode, I actually felt and was reminded of the very emotional aspect of it last year. After that show, a lot of my friends and family and various people have actually commented about it as well. So I just want to tell you all right now that me and CHERN are in good terms. Both of us are still as close as before. We still share things with each other. I think our relationship has developed into a different level altogether. After all these years of going through the sad and happy moments together, it's not just easy for us to throw away everything just because of one mistake, which I forgive. And I think that because of what has happened, it actually brings us to a whole different level now.
I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I know for sure that Kit will always be my best friend, and he'll always be the place that I'm most comfortable and I'm most safe, most secure. So our relationship, it spans over so many years, and I think no matter how many ups and downs we go through, we have a very solid friendship that we obviously cherish, we obviously value, and I think that's what holds us together until today.
Currently, both of us have made a decision to really focus on our career because we think that we are still very young and career should come first for now. So the plans of getting married is not at the moment.
Yeah, I guess a good way to put it is that we've accepted what has happened, but yet we're moving forward. But we're taking it day by day, working as time goes by. So we're not too sure what will happen in the future. We can't make promises to anyone. But yeah, for right now, we're doing great. Honestly, I cannot imagine Kit doing something like that to me. So, that's going to be my answer to that question. Obviously, it was an event that was very painful and it hurt a lot in our relationship. But yeah, I honestly believe Kit will never do that to me. So it's not exactly an answer, but that's my answer, and that's honestly how I feel.
Well, generally, everyone would define trust as being able to express everything you feel and share everything, and the person who you share with actually keeps it and do the same for you as well. It's a mutual feeling. But what has happened, I think it actually brought our trust to a different level. I still trust her, and I think it's a decision which I choose to stick with, despite knowing that yes, there may be in the past something which may have happened, but there could be endless reasons for that, It could be other factors as well which spark off that incident. But the fact that it was being brought up, and the fact that right now I know that there's nothing hiding in our relationship, that actually works back on the trust. So it's definitely something we learn along the way, and everything is just like a small test
Right.
to test this trust.
Yeah, I guess what Kit has said, this past year has definitely been a very challenging year for us emotionally in our relationship. And right now, I've understood loyalty very differently. To me, loyalty and honesty, it goes hand in hand. I've learned how to be very honest with myself, with my feelings, with my actions, and also, realizing that Kit will always be there for me, and being able to open up to him. And also, in terms of loyalty, I now can empathize with what he has gone through, and I understand that the trust he has in me has to be rebuilt. So being loyal to me now is standing there by his side and knowing that I have things to work on, we both have things to work on, and willing to work through those tough times. To me, that's what loyalty is.
I think honesty is basically a value that I choose to live my life with. My mom instilled this value on me when I was very young, and I grew up thinking that being honest is really the most fundamental things in life, not just in relationship, but in my dealings with people in my work, my friends, my family. What I think is, in order for a relationship to even grow or even be sustained, it starts with honesty, and slowly there will be trust which develops from it. And then finally it only leads to loyalty.
Right, I guess what we both learned from this is honesty is not only being honest to the other person or being honest to someone else, but being very honest with yourself. Being able to state what you're feeling, and being able to communicate with the other person. And honesty, it's something which can be very painful at times. But just knowing that sometimes being honest is the right thing to do, I think that is very important in every relationship.
There could be worse situation that follows through if you're not being honest in the first place. But the fact is, I knew everything right now already, and our relationship is very honest right now. There is nothing that we are hiding. And yeah. I don't really know how to answer the first part of it, which is, would I have reacted and felt the same way as in if I were to know it a few years down the road once we get married, whether it's via a confession or I heard it from someone else. But when I think about it, if let's say I found out later, I might actually felt better because it would have saved me a lot of embarrassment at that point of time. Like right now, everyone seems to know about this, and this is my personal problem, which if given a choice I would not want to share with anyone, just anybody. But then again, upon finding it out at a much later time, I might actually think that why she chose to hide it from me for such a long time, and could it be she's just going to bury this whole thing from me? So I guess there's really no direct answer to how I would have felt if things did happen the other way around. But what I think is, it came to the point where I still accept CHERN as perfect, because it takes a lot of courage just to share and open up something like that. And it only proves that she loves me and she didn't want to hide anything from me. And if I were to feel the same, I would forgive her as well, which I did.
I guess, you know, a lot of people are asking why did I keep it for 3 years? 3 years is such a long time. And like, you know, what I have discussed and shared with personally with Kit, it was 3 years that I was internally debating myself. You know, on one hand, this is a person I love so much, and I really, really wanted to be honest with him. But at the same time, I had to reflect. You know, was I going to be honest just to admit it? So I, you know, it was for selfish reasons, just so I could clear my conscience. And on the other hand, you know, I think part of not telling him for 3 years and waiting so long, I was trying to save him from the pain. I knew without a doubt he was going to be disappointed. He was going to feel, to the point, angry. And I kept on thinking like, how? I've already done this, so how am I going to save him from all those negative emotions? But 3 years went by. I think it just came to a point where I could not contain it anymore, and I was not going to go, you know, into another chapter of our lives based on a lie. So that was the point where I decided to tell him. And like he said, you know, obviously I would prefer it to be off camera and not to do it for the whole Malaysia to see. But just how timing worked out, I could not contain it anymore. So I really just had to tell him at that moment before we entered, you know, into another chapter of our lives.
It doesn't mean if you're doing everything right, at the end things will just turn out right. It might not be that way as well. So like I said, you know, sometimes I just don't know what to think anymore, and just let go with the planning, let go with the thinking. And
you do know what you want. You've just sidetracked a little bit. You've been kicked off.
So what do
for
I
a
want?
run. You'll get back on.
What do you think I want?
All the things that you said earlier on, that you want love, that you want to have, you know, to be in a relationship and have all these things that you said earlier on. And I think you know what you want, but you're just choosing not to focus on that right now. You're choosing to focus on your pain, which is normal. And you have your friends, you have people around you that are going to help you get through it.